Does the success of Nigerians affect South Africans adversely or negatively? Let me say this in a way we would understand. Does the success of Nigerians around the globe affect respective people in those areas negatively or adversely? You know, for a long time, Nigerians have been claiming that the reason everybody hates them is because they don't fail. That the reason everyone hates them around the globe is because they are succeeding. So that's why we begin to ask this question: does the success of Nigerians affect other people negatively? So before we answer this, let me state something that a number of people do not know. Now, one of the evidences of success is that when a man is successful, other people begin to succeed. The evidence of a man that is successful is that the society that he is in, or the society that he resides, begins to succeed. It is from his society, or it is from the people around him, the success of the people around him, that evidences the success of a man. It goes without saying that is in fact the only evidence of a man that is successful. Let me repeat this. The evidence of a man that is successful is that people around him, or the place that he resides, begins to succeed. That is the only evidence. There is nothing more. The only evidence of your being successful is that everything around you, the place you reside, everyone around you, the society you reside, begins to succeed. That's the evidence of success. Success of a man is not judged from the standard of the man, but from the standard of the society or the people around him. It's as simple as that. If it's not that, then you should know that that is not success, but fraud or oppression or victimization. The problem is that Nigerians, being illiterate, do not understand the meaning of success and oppression, victimization. I told people that what we have here in Nigeria are not successful people. We don't have two groups here called successful people and people that are not successful. What we have here in Nigeria are the oppressive people and the people that are oppressed. There is nothing like he's successful. Dangote is not successful. Adetola is not successful. They are in the group of oppressors. Do you get the situation? But a number of people really don't understand this. You can't take it away on the definition of success. You can't take it away on the evidence of success. Let me put this again out there. The evidence of success of a man is measured on how the society or the people around him succeeds. And I don't see how you can begin to hate on me where you're succeeding. I don't see how you can hate on me, how you can feel bitter towards me on grounds that you're succeeding. I don't see how you can be hateful on me because of my success when we define success for what it is, because automatically you will be succeeding because I'm succeeding. Automatically it is your success that proves that I'm succeeding. It is your succeeding that proves that I am a successful man. So again, I ask, why do South Africans hate Nigerians? Again, I ask, does the success of Nigerians in South Africa have a negative effect on South Africans? And so is it with Nigerians in other parts of the world? Again, I ask. And the truth is, Nigerians are not successful. It is only a criminal that defines success from an individual point of view, without knowing that it is stealing, oppression, criminalization, or criminality. The evidence of oppression is that while you thrive, others diminish. That is the only evidence. You cannot take away such evidence from it. While you thrive, others diminish. There is no way you can call it success. There is no way you can be successful and others will not succeed. There is no way. While you try, the only way you can be successful and others won't be successful is when you are not successful but are oppressive, stealing, or practicing criminality. Nigerians are not successful. Nigerians are busy oppressing. Nigerians are stealing. Nigerians are victimizing. And that is why everybody all around the world, wherever Nigerians are, hate Nigerians. Everyone hates Nigeria. Nigerians are not hated because they're successful. Nigerians are hated because they're criminals. Nigerians are hated because they victimize people. They're oppressors. And we can see this here.
Exactly what my brother Chimdi is stating and submitting is totally and absolutely true. Nigeria is a retrogressive society, a retrogressive nation, in the sense that despite how much they claim, like Chimdi has stated and has shown us here, that they are the ones developing and building other nations, how on earth can that correlate and make sense to you as a normal human being, that a country or a people that states or claims they develop other society, but their own society, their own country is in a state of dilemma, chaos, confusion, and tension as I speak? The only time you see that, at the end of the day, Nigerians, how can you be in a country where you say you're developing and all the impact, all the results that comes out of it, like in Ghana, just like in South Africa, is chaos, confusion? Like the moment Nigerians literally steps into your country, watch it closely. In their numbers, everything begins to retrogress instead of progress. Instead of progressing, everything gradually begins to retrogress. Remember, before Nigerian citizens, immigrants started flocking into Ghana and all these African countries. Come to think of it, imagine how these countries were. Safe, peaceful, and progressive. But the moment Nigerians, especially the criminally intent ones, began to flock into Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, all these countries, the crime that is already there started increasing times. How many? In their numbers. That what we are seeing in South Africa, in Ghana, and in all these countries. In fact, currently, Ghana and South Africa is something that you cannot wrap your head around. You cannot reconcile with. You cannot imagine. Look at what is going on in Ghana. That's why I had to let Chimdi open up to us the brutal truth. Because everything that has to do with Nigerians in their numbers, majority of them is backed in criminality. It's backed in what? Sabotage. It's backed in corruption. It's backed in evil and deceit. Does this not state it? Another country that I really want to expose to us, alongside other important and vital exposition happening in Nigeria, and why you as a country citizen of any country in the continent of Africa needs to be alert and woke presently based on what is happening, is Cameroon and it's Nigeria. Cameroon are deficient in one way or the other in so many ways because they are confined and they have been under oppression for the longest time, and it has affected them as a country in West Africa. Let us take a clear picture of what it is for these countries, what it is for Nigerians. Pay attention in Nigeria, in Ghana, and we will be right back.
Paul Biya has just cut off internet access in Cameroon. I'm serious. The old man has restricted the use of the internet in the major cities of the country, especially in the capital, Yaoundé. But why, folks? Why? I thought the provisional election results was in his favor and he had no need to worry. I thought he was already in a celebration mode. But ladies and gentlemen, it appears his situation is a no-no. He isn't in a celebration mode. He's actually fidgeting in a panic mode instead. It's clear something is coming. He sees it. A real protest by the youth of Cameroon is forming, which I know in my heart he can't sleep in peace because he just saw what happened in Madagascar. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening on the internet, just as it did in Madagascar, on WhatsApp and on TikTok and Facebook. Young people in Cameroon are gathering in their numbers and pumping themselves for when the final results is announced. That's 2 days away, and Paul Biya is petrified at this point. He's shaking in his shoes and not sure what to expect on the streets after the 26th of this month, ladies and gentlemen. Already there are riots in many places in the capital, and nothing seems to slow the people down, no matter the presence of security forces, ladies and gentlemen. But you should be tired, Paul. You should be tired, President Paul Biya. You should be really tired at this age, still trying to hold on to what you definitely will lose or get out of your hands. 93 years old and 43 years in power. What else again is there to do, Paul? Folks, this year will most likely be Paul Biya's last year from the videos I've seen of what's happening on the streets of Cameroon. Cameroonians who watch my videos, first of all, congratulations to you. You are doing a great job. Cameroonians who watch my videos have done such a great job of sharing the link, and many have seen it. Some have gone the extra mile of reaching out with videos of discussions online. I'm sure those are some of the videos the Cameroonian National Intelligence picked up and shut down the internet. I'm very sure they see what's coming and they are trying their best to prevent it. But my question to the Cameroonian intelligence agencies is this. Aren't you guys tired of Paul Biya already? Aren't you tired of how long this man has been around and how old and slow he has become? What else do you want to see before you get fed up with him? Who are you there to protect in the first place? The people's interest or the president's? Ladies and gentlemen, when people say they love Ibrahim Traore, I hope they really mean it, because it's one thing to love him for what he has done in Burkina Faso, and it's another thing to love him for what he stands for. He stands for risk-taking and bravery. He stands for the next chapter and for the youth. Now, what do you stand for, you that is watching me? And how far are you willing to go get what you stand for? If after 43 years in office and at 93 years of age, you still see Paul Biya as the answer to Cameroonian problems, then the problems is not Paul Biya, but you. The blame for the economic situation of the country should be laid equally at your feet, just as BS, because you refuse to see beyond him. Why would you support election stealing for a man who cannot even lace his own shoes? What role is he going to play that cannot be played by any other than him? Make it make sense to me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm waiting. Shutting down the internet is not going to solve your coming problems, Mr. Biya. It will not solve the problem. That's going to rather start another level of agitation. The internet has become an integral part of the modern world. People in big cities or who have access to smartphones and the internet spend more time on the handset than with people. You should know this already. You are literally going to cut people's way of communication, people's way of doing business, getting information and entertainment for your own benefit, Mr. Biya. It is going to create a lot of financial losses to businesses eventually. The problem is not the internet access. The problem is not the internet users. The problem is you, Mr. President. Your time is up to leave. Don't destroy the little that is left over on your way out. Don't do that, Mr. President. You're a nice man. You need to leave behind a stable, safe, and livable Cameroon on your way out. That's what will earn you the respect you want. You are a statesman. You therefore need to exit properly. Give up and let there be a new Cameroon, Mr. President. Your shadow has for so long covered the country of Cameroon. The identity of Cameroon has been the identity of Paul Biya ever since I took interest in getting knowledge in geopolitics. It is few times in sports that the world gets to know of other names representing Cameroon. Apart from that, it has all been yours. But the dawn is fading away and a new day is coming where Cameroon will be announced or represented by someone else apart from Paul Biya. It cannot also be your children or anyone from your family. It will be an outsider, and that's how it's supposed to be. This is not a family inheritance, Mr. President. The spotlight will move away from you and your wife who has been championing you on. I am a non-Cameroonian, that is a fact, but has so much interest in your country because the potential I see there is enormous. Your country is just 2,000 kilometer squared short of being twice the size of my home country, Ghana. You are a huge country with a decent population, with some of the worst indices in Africa for a country your size, Mr. President. You don't attract much international tourism into your country. In fact, you don't even rank on the list of top 20 most visited African countries. All because people don't know what to make of you, Cameroon, with Paul Biya in place this long. That's a lot of free money you are losing or leaving on the table. Gold is practically underexplored, and so are all the other mineral deposits and herbs in your country. You are ranked on the top 10 African countries with the youngest population. You have so many advantages many countries don't. What is lacking is just as the majority of sub-Saharan Africans are also lacking. It is all leadership. In your case, you haven't even experienced what it means to have different types of leadership, because all this while, it has been a one-man show. All this while. Meanwhile, Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore was Prime Minister of Singapore from 1959 to 1990. And by the time he left, Singapore saw real transformation in economy, improved living standards, enhanced economic stability with massive infrastructure and security. He moved Singapore from a poor, underdeveloped country to an advanced and respected nation, a tourist destination for that matter. All of that was done in 31 years. Paul Biya has been there for 43 years already. Tell me this, how does Cameroon compare to Singapore today? And this man is still asking for more time. Our own Paul Kagame has been president from 2000 to today in Rwanda, and see the level of transformation he's achieved in 25 years. What else again is there to say for Paul Biya? Let me tell you this. In 2000, Rwanda's GDP was a little over $2 billion, and Cameroon had a GDP of over $10 billion. In a space of 25 years for both countries. From where Rwanda was starting from, he was starting from the scratch as a country that had experienced civil war, and Cameroon was continuing under Paul Biya from 1982. Rwanda's GDP has grown sevenfold, $1 billion in GDP. Who has achieved more? Don't you know unto whom much is given, much is expected?
Agbo Aduga. Unfortunately, his dreams were crushed by Nigeria federal government. I'm going to explain, guys. It's quite disheartening. The story is irritating, heartbreaking, and really, really serious and deserve to be looked into. But unfortunately, this our government are busy with so many crazy other things that doesn't make sense. So nobody will likely look into this guy issue, a 15 years old boy. So what happened? According to the headline, they said 15 years old boy student who scored a perfect SAT and qualified to represent Nigeria in the math Olympiad allegedly denied trip to China as federal government says there is no money for sponsorship. Can you imagine? So Easterblock said 15 years old student Agbo from Graceland International School put Port Harcourt has reportedly achieved a perfect score of 1,600 on the Scholastics Assessment Test, marking an extraordinary academic milestone that has sparked whispered admiration across Nigeria's educational community. The SAT administered by the US-based College Board is a global recognized university admission test used by top institutions in the United States and beyond. Achieving a perfect 1,600 place Adoga among a very small percentage of students worldwide who reach the highest position scores. Social media erupt with praise after news of his results surfaced online, with many Nigerians celebrating his achievement as a testament to the potential and brilliancy of the country's young scholars. His school, Graceland International, known for producing high-performing students in national and international examination, has yet to release an official statement, but has been receiving a flood of congratulatory messages from alumni and parents. Before this latest feast, Agbo had already gained recognition for his excellence in mathematics and science competitions, including national Olympiad and international content, where he consistently ranked among the top performers. Education stakeholders has described his performance as a source of pride for Nigeria. If you guys listening to what I just read, see this boy here scored a perfect score, 1,600 for SAT. The exam was organized, and this guy, they see he trophies on academics, so no be football, no be any other sport, or academics, scored a perfect score. And then he was slated to represent Nigeria in China. When the school wrote to Ministry of Education and asked them for sponsorship to sponsor this boy to China to represent Nigeria in a competition, the Ministry of Education said the federal government do not have money to sponsor this boy. According to somebody who shared, they said, Graceland International School, Port Harcourt, just informed me that Agbo Adoga qualified to represent Nigeria in international math Olympiad in China. Nigerian Ministry of Education said they don't have money to sponsor anybody, so he will not attend. Nigeria lost again. Then someone said, what will it take to sponsor him? Can't it be done without the government input? Then Alex said, unfortunately, it must come from the Federal Ministry of Education. You see, because Nigerians, I know Nigerians are willing to sponsor him. Nigerians are willing to sponsor him. Then, but unfortunately, they said it must be done through Federal Ministry of Education. He will be flying the Nigeria flag at the global stage along students from other countries in the world. Individual sponsorship is not allowed. I've happily done it. Damn. His parents have money to sponsor this boy to China to go and represent Nigeria. But according to this competition abroad, according to this competition they are going for, it must come through the federal government. It must come through the federal government. But the Minister of Education, the Ministry of Education wrote back to them and said the federal government do not have budget to sponsor this boy. And I bet you, to sponsor this boy to China for this competition wouldn't even be close to $20,000. Wouldn't even be close to $20,000. We have seen this country where people donate money. No, a person donate 100 million, give very dark man. It's not somebody that donate $30,000, give one Obi Kubana person, and people are donating. No, be sure Tunubu friends donate 20 million, give one actress. There are people who donate more. Instead of the Ministry of Education to sponsor this guy, even come aside and ask Nigerians to donate to sponsor this guy. As long as it's coming through, at least they will donate through you, the Ministry of Education, and you give it to this boy, giving him the necessary document for him to go to China. Look at this course. Necessary document for him to go to China. But guess what? The Ministry of Education no even think to source other sources. They don't even sit down to reason the matter. They just wrote back, according to them, according to the media, that they cannot sponsor the boy. They cannot sponsor this boy. Nigeria has failed this guy. Nigerians have money to sponsor him, but it must come through the Ministry of Education. If the minister and the Ministry of Education feel say they don't get money, give him the necessary document and ask for Nigerians to donate. Not be first lady of this country come outside to say make people donate for our birthday. Why can't you, the minister or anybody in charge of education, come outside and say, we want to sponsor this boy and the federal government do not have the money. Please donate through the Ministry of Education. We need so money, so target. We need so target to donate.
First of all, the president of Ghana, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, the interior minister, Mr. Mutaka Mohammed, the foreign minister, Mr. Okujeto Ablakwa. In the wake of the recent happenings where some young footballers were kidnapped and unalived, some of us will say we are not surprised, including me myself, because for months, some of us have used our pages to speak against the influx of illegal immigrants in the country. We spoke against how some of them overstayed their 90 days mandatory rule and they don't get the correct papers. We spoke against it, but we were ignored. The foreign minister invited the foreign minister of another country and they were talking about about jollof rice. The interior minister did not talk about it at all. The president himself came out and said he will not condone any xenophobic attack in Ghana. Meanwhile, nobody was attacking anybody. All that we're speaking about is that immigrants in this country is too much. Days after the president says he's not going to condone xenophobic attacks, these foreigners thought that they have liberty, so they started misbehaving more. And then it started with drivers whose cars were being stolen and they were getting unalived. And now, this is where we are. In the course of we speaking against these illegal immigrants and things, we became public enemy number one in some countries. Our DMs was full of threats. Myself, Save Ghana Now, Ghana Boy Nye, and the host of others was speaking against this. Our DMs were full of threats. When we talk, people will say we are haters. People will say we are this and we are that. Now look at what has happened. A young footballer is not the only one. We don't know how many young footballers are being kept in isolation and now getting unalived in a country that have done so well to build a nice reputation for themselves internationally. Foreigners are now here trying to destroy our good name, all because our leaders don't want to take us serious. They have taken us for granted. So I, Benjamin Tennyson Thomas, I'm not surprised that this thing is going on. But since you decide to be quiet, I'll say more of this may happen until our leaders actually rise up and fight against this influx of illegal immigrants in Ghana.
Back in Nigeria, security services have launched a massive crackdown in Edo State, targeting criminals networks believed to have constructed secret shrines to shield themselves from law enforcement operations. Authorities say this latest operation aims to dismantle the growing wave of crime and restore confidence. Confidence in many residents. Edo State criminals no Edo State no one way see shrines if you mutitim no enam boni omo editia wo mukrom no wo me see shrines akese shrines no mo see omo de den say betumi abom ho ban no mo di boni, but the security services no are cracking down. They've cracked down on them to dismantle them. Why? Who are these people? Africans. Who are we? Watch this. Take a listen.
Children were kidnapped and affected in building for years. I just look at the shrine in this building. This is wickedness of men. This This is not acceptable in this land. We will continue to fight our fight. Wherever they are hiding, smoke them out, demolish their houses. There will be no hiding place in Edo State. We are serious about this, and we are very serious to address it. Wherever we have destroyed or demolished, hide out for criminals, we are going to take over, build something for the public. Edo must be safe. Children were kidnapped and kept in this building for years. I just look at the shrine in this building. This is wickedness of men. This is not acceptable in this land. We will continue to fight our fight. Wherever they are hiding, smoke them out, demolish their houses. There will be no hiding place in Edo State. We are serious about this, and we are very serious to address it. Wherever we have destroyed or demolished, hide out for criminals, we are going to take over, build something for the public. Edo must be safe.
Bon, oui. Nigeria no suburb who na say ni peti to enro. Nyame make on is a Nigerian security service and on where they a serious crackdown. What is going on? And you see the very sad part of it is that check the statistics from the security belt. All the hardcore Nigerians who the Nigerian security services are chasing, as soon as they see the manhunt, their next destination is Ghana. All the Nigerian hardcore criminals have what? Buildings and homes here in Ghana. And I don't know.
So you see,
Listening to that video clip of how Nigerians practice evil, share wickedness in that shrine they now build in a very beautiful apartment you would think is just a mere apartment. You see, you need to be very careful as a Ghanaian, a South African, even as a Nigerian who loves your life and you want to live. You want to live to tell the story of Nigeria. The kind of Nigerians you associate with. The places people invite you and you go to, you will think it's a normal building. Look at how the Edo State from the south region of Nigeria has launched a massive attack against what? Nigerians into rituals, corruption, Yahoo plus. These are the activities, criminal activities in Nigeria. I'm happy they are exposing these things for you all to see. Now, a few days ago, I posted a video as well of Ghana students who made Africa proud and Ghana proud in the AI Robotics 2025 award and wins. And I tell you that the reason why you see that most times Nigerian students, senior high school students, secondary school students, in fact, university are missing in action in all this international competition is this kind of situation, as explained by my brother Adam's Media. Has this now proven to us that in the next even over 100 years to come, even in our demise, it will take Nigeria to achieve what Ghana, South Africa has achieved, that they are going there to destroy, claiming they are progressive, they are doing well. That's why people hate them. That's why people don't like them. This is a country and its leaders. But can you imagine the fact that in that competition, Sam George was there, cheering the students. The government of Ghana initiated, supported their students down to the top in that country where they stormed out and engaged in that competition, encouraged by the leaders, the citizens, because of a truth. Nigerians need to, the student or this young boy needs to go under Nigerian flag. Nigerian administration, under the Ministry of Education, raising up the flag as we see Ghanaians and other countries do in competitions like this. It's not about the money. Because tell me why you think and you want me to believe that a country as rich as Nigeria does not have money to sponsor a child to that level in China. Make this make sense. Is this not a damaged reverse psychology and retrogressive mentality thinking behavior of a people and their leaders as Nigerians? Make it make sense. That is why in millions, 100 years, 20 years to come, Nigeria cannot be like Ghana. Nigeria cannot be like South Africa. Because Ghana, right from the inception of Dr. Sadio Fu, Kwame Nkrumah, has always held education, infrastructure, progress, nation building up high there as their topmost priority. Same to South Africa, same to Kenya, same to most of these African countries. But look at it in Cameroon. The reverse is the case, as explained and submitted by my brother Cyrus of Tuntum Network. Isn't it obvious that it is high time It is high time puppet leaders as this Cameroon leadership should end in the continent of Africa, in West Africa, should be eradicated by every force. I believe now, let me raise a notion. It's high time we as Africans form a union, form a strong bond to fight against these kind of things, criminalities of Nigerians in all these countries, criminalities of our leaders, corruption and evil, cruel activities in any country. We storm it, we plan it, and we execute it. Because if everybody understands that it is labored, it is resting on our shoulders as citizens, individuals, to making sure that we are true ambassadors and representative of our country, our society, and our continent. It is when it's going to dawn on us that we have greater roles to play. That's why I love what Ghanaians are raising their voices, knowing their right and their position, by standing in gap for their country, calling on their leaders to rise up and defend the country, protect the country, save the country from the hands of evil, cruel Nigerians like this, who will destroy their country. And the next stop is Ghana, the next stop is South Africa, the next stop is Burkina Faso, Niger, and all these countries, leaving the country destroyed and doomed for. Isn't it obvious? When I talk with evidence, I talk with proof. That's why I brought it out here, raw and undiluted, submitting it to each and every one of us. What is this for Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Cameroon for today, and the rest of other countries in the continent of Africa? Putting it just the way it is, hand in hand, for us to take a close picture, a close look at it. That if we think we are thriving as a continent, as countries, as people, are all these things being perpetrated in Nigeria by Nigerians in all this country a thing to reckon with, a thing to see and close your mouth? So at this juncture, I need you to share your thoughts, your honest opinion, constructively and respectfully in the comment section. Just what you think about all this I have submitted here for education, exposition, knowledge and understanding, to keep us on the know of what is happening in our various countries in the continent of Africa, from west, east, north, south, and central Africa, covering over 50-something countries in the continent of Africa. What do you think? I would love to hear your honest, truthful opinion constructively. If you are here to like this video, subtle reminder, please do so for my sake. Like, share and stay subscribed if you like it on here, because more interesting expository videos like these are coming your way. Well done Ghana, well done South Africa, and all these other countries, Kenyan, representing Africa in the continent, right? Thank you so much, and I will see you in the comment section. Ciao, ciao.